good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Auntie P. Last time we discussed about Chinese finals and initials. So, how was it? Did we practice or we just closed our books? If we're really serious about learning Chinese, the easy way, it would be nice to practice so we can get used to the finals, which I said were the vowels, and then the initials, which are the consonants, and words that are usually added to some particular kind of consonant. For example, if you have J, Q, and X, usually you will find words like J, I. That's when you're writing your pinyin. You know, I told us the first class that Chinese speaks with characters. They write with their characters, which you can see from the textbook. Those unreadable things, if you're not yet a Chinese speaker, are characters. However, when you're going to type on your system, you would have to use the ABCs on the keyboard. We would see that probably in this class or um, the next. So, but just to make your spoken Chinese a bit easier, the learning process, you need to be used to some finals and initials that would most likely be joined together to give a word. Now, the words may be different, or the words may be different, but these are the common finals that goes with this type of initials. For example, the JQX, you will have the I, the AI, the AIE, the IAO, the IU. Those are common initials that would go. So let's assume you want to write a character you're unsure. You can guess with any of these finals and initials to give you the character, assuming you know the character but you're not sure of the pinyin, or assuming you know the pinyin. If you're not sure of the character, it's more difficult because if you're not sure of the character, you pick any character. I still make some of those mistakes. I have to be very honest about it. So there's that need for continuous practice with Chinese language. You cannot say, I know it now, I put a full stop. You would miss it. Same goes for the Z, the C, and the S. These are words that are often used, finals that are often used with the ZCX. And when you talk about the ZH, the CH, and the SH, you will get some of these words are easily mostly used with some of these finals. The one with the UAN, UEN, UN, UANG, UENG, they always go with it. The ANGs go with them. The ENGs go with them. The ONGs go with them. The UO, the UAO, all those finals go with the ZH as well. They are related to the ZCH. So whatever the ZCH, the finals that goes with the initial ZCH, the same finals can go with the ZH, CH, the SH. It's important we know how to pronounce. The last time we did run through it, and if you missed the class, you can go to my lesson 2 where we did consonants and finals. I call them vowels there, but the Chinese call them finals. In this class, I would like to touch on the tones because in constructing Chinese sentences or words, three things are critical. The first one is the initial, which is the consonant. We've already dealt with all the consonant last week. The finals, which is the vowels, which could be double digits, or let me call it double letters, single letters, triple letters, quadruple letters, like we have seen. The one beneath are all finals. Above are all initials. Same you go here. These are initials. These are all finals. These are initials. These are all finals. These are initials. And these are the finals that could go with them. Now, you need your initial, your final, and the tone. Every pronunciation or whatever, the example I did last lesson, I allowed it to be flat. But in this lesson, we're going to touch on a bit of conversation, and then we're going to see how the tone, the final, and the vowel works. And going forward, that will be the dynamics. We'll start making conversations. But like I said, let's start from the foundation where you understand the finals, the initials, and the tone. Once you can get the tone correct, the finals correct, the initials correct, your foundation is okay, and then continuous learning, knowing the names of objects in Chinese will now make it easier for you to know what character this means, what that means, what this implies, or whatever it is. Because, like I said, if you miss, I still make these mistakes. I'm not saying I'm a pro now, but at least I can converse conveniently with any Chinese. But do I make mistakes? Yes, not my mother language, it's not my mother tone, it's not my official language, but I learned it and I can communicate with my friends that are Chinese. I can communicate with my clients. I can communicate with customers. I can communicate with people I want to do business with. And if they are Chinese, if I go to any Chinese gathering, I don't feel like I'm lost. It doesn't matter how much the depth of the Chinese they speak. I must be able to pick a word to be able to converse with them and feel like I'm part of their group, even if some words they may say I may not understand. But when I get two or three from what they are saying, I understand the direction they are going to. So that's how it goes. And continually practicing and practicing then makes you a pro. I wouldn't call myself a beginner, and I also would not call myself a pro, but I could call myself some level of pro, maybe at the early stage of of pro. So I'm also learning. So this forum is also maybe as the class progresses, I may invite some of my Chinese friends who are willing to have some conversation with them, so you would see how they speak and how I speak in return. Then you'll be able to understand that it takes a lot to speak with the Chinese. So because if you miss a tone, you might be saying love and you go miss a tone and then it means hate. Just trying to give you an example. Or you may say good, and when you miss the tone, you may say something else, and the Chinese is like, what is he trying to say? What is she trying to say? It's something that we you need to be extremely careful with the finals. And because of the similarity of the pronunciation, for example, Jan, the ZH, J, J, sometimes you could mistake it for J, because when you're JI, when you say JI is J. G. If you use the tone, it can be G, 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 but it's G. Now, ZHI is the same, almost the same pronunciation, but if you know how to pronounce the ZH, which is J, J, is different from J, J. That one has a bit of your tongue, your throat, everything has the way it works. Concerned to G, G is like saying letter G, G. You understand what I'm trying to say? So when by then you put JI is G, G, but ZHI is J, the Jinan, but they are close. So you need to be able to know how the pronunciation goes. If you miss it, you might be saying chicken. Meanwhile, what you meant to say is only. But because of the pronunciation and the similarity of the pronunciation, you lost the Chinese. Except the person is your friend. And maybe you guys have discussed about it. And maybe most Chinese now speak English. And just maybe you just decided to change to Chinese and speak Chinese instead of English. But maybe it gets what you're trying to say in English. That may not be a problem, but assuming you're transacting a business, they wouldn't ask you what you're trying to say. They will be lost in the business, and they could mean it could become insulting. And the Chinese culture is a bit conservative. If sometimes they may ask you, what do you mean to say? But at other times they may think you really know what you say, especially when you're speaking with so much confidence. They'll be like, okay, she knows what she's saying. She's just trying to be impolite. Meanwhile, it was something else you wanted to say. Imagine you saying, I want chicken, and then you say, I want only, because of the nearness of the pronunciation. That's the problem with spoken Chinese, and that's the problem with writing the ABCs, pinyin. But if you write with the characters, we call the anzi, anzi. When you write anzi is the Chinese character, that's the this thing, anzi. So z being the Z I, anzi. So if you write with the Chinese character, it's easier for them to know. So if you're writing and you write with the Chinese character and you're sure of your characters, then any Chinese will know what you're trying to say. Except you make a mistake. I give an example yesterday. Yesterday I was going to write to somebody to tell them to translate because they're submitting an official document, right? So I was going to tell them translate the document. So I missed my pronunciation. I wasn't speaking, by the way, I was typing. I missed my pronunciation. Instead of writing Fanyi, Fanyi, that is Fanyi, I wrote Fanyi. because my air just went to fine. So I wrote send sound. That was what I wrote. Send sound because fa means send and yin means sound. So I wrote send sound. Meanwhile, I was going to write fine e, fine e. You can see how my fine e being yi with no n, but rather I wrote fine, fine. That's what I wrote. Fine with the N and fa as in send. Oh my God. But thank God, when I read through what I sent, I realized I thought it was on WhatsApp. So I realized I'd made a mistake. So I had to, and the person was lost. Honestly, he didn't even get what I was trying to say because he immediately sent me a voice note and I could tell that he didn't get what I was saying. So I had to quickly write fine, fine. I had to write the correct one and doing that. I just wanted him to translate and then I wrote the correct characters. So if you don't know the character, um you could get the Chinese confused. If you know the character and you don't know the pinyin, then you yourself could also be confused and frustrated. So the combination of both works. And this foundational class is important. If you like, take a whole week, 2 weeks to revise and revise and revise again until you get a grip of it, then conversations becomes easier. Yes, along the line you could make simple slips, but you'll be able to correct yourself compared to arguing that you're right. Meanwhile, you've made a blunder. So today we're going to be doing a bit of conversation, and but I'm going to try to talk more with the tones. The tones. So let's start with the tones. As you can see here, the tones are we have four tones. The Chinese tones are four. You have the horizontal tone, you have the up tone, you have the down up tone, and then you have the uh, down tone. So, like I said before, if you're Nigerian, the Yoruba they have this tone as well, where if you're going to say 20 or you're going to say war, how you pronounce it matters. If you say 20, 20 is Ogun, Ogun, Ogun. So they are both on the horizontal. Ogun. If you say drug, Ogun, Ogun, not Ogun, it's Ogun. So it's like goes up, the O as the up and the U as the down. This is just using Yoruba as an example. The same goes with the Chinese language. So as you can see from here, the horizontal language is 5 to 5. It's horizontal. For example, if I say ma, ma, there's no tone up or down. My voice is just flat. Ma, horizontal, ma. Then if I do the second tone, it's going to be 3 to 5, meaning up. We're just using these to help you see the direction. It's not like it means anything, just to help you see the direction. 3 going 5, so it's going up. That will be the first one I said was ma. The other is ma, 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 ma is going up. Then you have the down up. That will be ma, 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 ma. And then you have the down. Ma, ma, ma. These words mean different things. Now, when you're writing with your keyboard, there is no tone on the keyboard. So you will just only put in the final and the initial. Now, because of the tones, the differences in the tone, the characters will come out in different ways. What that means is there are going to be different characters. For one singular MA, let me try something. For one singular MA, let's do a bit of a practice. Maybe that will help us get something if I can. So for one singular MA, I want to see if I can. Okay, we're here now. So for a singular MA, I don't know if you can see my characters now. So this is ma. You can see. If you can see, I believe you're seeing what is showing. This ma is a flat. In fact, it's almost like no tone because they usually use this as a particle verb when you want to say ni hao ma, it means nothing. It's just something they usually put at the end of a sentence. Now, this is ma. Because of the tone, it has a different shape. This is ma. This means horse. This means horse. This one, number 4, means horse. Then you go to number 3. Number 3 is ma. That looks like when somebody wants to, somebody is correcting you or wants to shield you for something you've done that is wrong. This is an animal. It means I can't really, I don't really know this character. But there are about 5,000 characters, by the way, Chinese language. So this character I'm not from. I just use this as an example. Then this number 6 means ma. It means ma, ma, ma. That's mother, mama, mama. So this is an horizontal flat. This doesn't even have any sign. Number 1 doesn't have any sign. Horizontal flat is ma, mama, mama. So if they write it 2 times, go to flat down, mama, not mama, no, mama. Yes. So the pronunciation matters. Now all this means MA. So assuming the MA I wanted to go for is mother, and I go and write number 2. From this character, if I'm right, this could just mean, looking at the character, it looks like one animal like that. The name will soon come out of my head. I'm trying to pick the animal name. If I can't remember it, okay. Maafan, this Maafan, this one is Maafan. This is like the down upward. Maafan is like, it's like telling somebody, I'm using the map. It's like troubling, to trouble someone or to shield somebody. This one is hers. And this last one here, it's ma. Yeah. What it means, I'm not so sure, but it's something like a mineral, a stone, some kind of mineral, something like that. So you can imagine these different characters. And if I go down, or I go more, there are still more ma's. You can see there's another ma here. There is this ma here. There is this ma. This is also another animal. There is ma. There is a lot of ma. Now, if I don't know the ma I am going for, I would make a mistake. And all these characters, I don't know all of them. But if I want to write a word, I know the character I need. So I'll find it from the tone. That's why it's important that you study different characters, see what they mean. So we'll get to the place for conversation to know the meaning of each characters. And thank God for AI anyway. So you can easily get the interpretation of characters. Now, some of these characters individually standing may not mean anything. But when you combine with another character, then it will mean something. I hope I've been able to explain well with this man. I just wanted to use that as an example so that we could understand that. And like I said, it's going to be conversational, it's going to be real. I'm not going to tell you that I know everything, but I can tell you the basics to make you speak. If I can speak with the basics, like I said, I'm not a beginner, but if I can speak basic Chinese with any Chinese, by the way, even if it's going to be official, if it's going to be unofficial, I can speak. That doesn't mean I'm a pro yet, but I'm there. I can speak with any Chinese, doesn't matter. As long as the Chinese speaks Mandarin and understands Putonghua, I can speak with the Chinese. So understanding the tone, the finals, and the initials matters a lot. So that's why I'm using my time, taking this time to explain this to you. And so we can understand how it goes. Now, let's see something. The last time I said some characters go with some finals, why there are some that you would never see. For example, there is nothing like GO in China, in Chinese language, GO. There can be GOU, but they cannot be GO. There's nothing like KO. There can be KOU, but you will not get KO. So all these LG, K, and H cannot go with O. The G cannot go with some I. There's nothing like that. K cannot go with I. There's no H. There's no I. There's nothing like that. The U, I told you the last time, this is U. If you're going to do Chinese character, this U with a double dot, if you're going to type it with your system, you will have to use the what they call it, you use V instead of U because it sounds like U. So it's not the same as the normal U. So even though it has the U, no, if you know the English phonetics, you know it's something close to that. So there is a last consonant that is supposed to be here, which is a Y, or let's just say varying Y, W, and all that. But just put it in mind that this consonant goes with the verb, or that you can see them go with. Anyone they don't have any tag under, there is no such thing. So if you're writing in Chinese and you write GO, you won't get any character. But if any character comes out, it means nothing because it doesn't go with that final. I just thought to put that as well. You can also see the B, it's actually starting on the B. See which characters go with them. Like a B, you can't get a B-O-U, nothing like that. You can't get a B with a U with two dentation. You can't even get a B with E. They can be E-I, but they cannot be E. Same goes for the P, except for the PO. There's PO in POU, so that you can see. The D doesn't have the DO. You don't have to. You don't have no. Nothing like that. And all these ones doesn't have all the U. Only N. And this N here means a lady, a girl. New. 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 So that's it. So when I was explaining to you earlier, I was trying to say the final and as you can see, final and initial combination. There are some you cannot add to some finals. There's no such word formation in Chinese. If you put them together, it doesn't exist. So this is also something you need to learn to know which initials and final combination exist in Chinese language that can give you a character that means something. So that's it. So these are finals. I told you these are initials, phonetics now, like I was saying. I said talking about how they mix together. So let's go for some little conversation to make it easier. So normal, if you're going to do your, once you want to start speaking your Chinese language, you must know some. For me, I call them the three basic and important Chinese words that you should know as a beginner. Three basic and important. The number one is ni hao. If you look at the ni, you will see that it has the down up ni hao. Both the ni and the how has, and it goes with your pronunciation. It's not ni hao, no, it's ni hao, ni hao. That's the way it's pronounced. So ni means you, hao means good. Ni means you, hao means good. That is when you pronounce them separately. When you bring them together to form a word, it means hello or hi. In some cases, it could also mean how are you, but not literally. But if you speak it, if you translate it literally, no. But when you use it for greeting, somebody knows what you're trying to say. It's either hello, how are you, hi, those three words. And the response will come also as ni hao. Now, you see this is just ni hao. But when you put ni hao ma, you remember the ma, when I typed the ma, the very first number one ma, I said it doesn't have any tone, it doesn't mean anything. When you put it close to a word, it stretches the word beyond. Now, when you put ni hao ma, it means how are you? That is when it really means how are you? Because you have added something that makes it more than just hello. It means you've put something that makes it look like, oh, you're asking a question. Ni hao ma, are you okay? How are you? That's what it looks like. But when you say ni hao, ni hao is just hello. You can be working and say ni hao, ni hao, ni hao, just hello, hello, hi, hi. And the response again will be ni hao. Once you tell somebody ni hao, the person will say ni hao. It's like saying hello, hi, hello, hello. You know, that's what it means. So that's the first one. Ni hao, the response is ni hao. As you can see, he's saying ni hao, he's saying ni hao. They are both responding ni hao, ni hao. That's it. Ni hao ma is a bit more personal. Like if I have a friend, I see you're not looking too good, I'll say ni hao ma. Then you can respond. I'm basically asking a question. By the time I put in that ma, it's not going further to a question. So now let's check the words out. This is what our class is going to be like going forward. In some cases, we'll go back to see the vowel and the consonants and tones. But basically now we're going to go into conversations. We're going into conversations. So like I said, three basic. Number one, the most important one is ni hao. Ni hao. The second important one is xie xie. Those are down tone. Xie xie. X-I-E, X-I-E. Xie xie. That means thank you. Xie xie. When you had xie xie ni, it means thank you. When you say xie xie, it means thank you or thanks. You know, just the way we mix it in English in spoken, unofficial ways. And then the last one is maybe zai jian, zai jian, zai jian. The zai is a down tone, jian is an uptone. Zai jian means bye bye. So those three things are important in conversation. Ni hao, the first one being polite, hello, how are you, and all that. Thank you, xie xie, xie xie, xie xie. Thank you. Then Zaijian, after your conversation, of course, you want to say bye bye or see you later or something. Zaijian. I just wanted you to take that home. Let's take that home as we converse. I have some students who are already they work around the Chinese environment. So when they go and they say Chinese man, they practice. So I just want them to know these three key important first time in language. Your ni hao, which is hello, hi. When you had ni hao ma, it's a question. The person will have to respond with a longer thing. You can say wo hen hao, meaning I'm fine, or wo bu hao, I'm not fine, or wo bu gao xin, I'm not happy, or ma ma hu hu, well, so. It means you're expecting an extended, a bit detailed response than just ni hao, ni hao. So, like I said, ni means you in singular. Ni means you. So if you're writing it with your computer, so I'm going to be helping us with this. Let's see if I can merge both, just in case I can't. Okay, beautiful. I hope you can see my screen though. So let's try to work around this. So look at my system. I want to do ni. You see I do the ni. Oh, sorry. Let me take it. So it's the ni. And sorry, they have to be in small letters. So this is ni. All these means ni. All these are ni. All these characters are ni. But I know the one I'm going for. So I go for the one I want, which is this. You. Now, the other one is how. Is H-O-I. All these are how. You can see with the finger language gives you something like this. It means okay, good. Or somebody says, have you done it? How? Is it okay now? How? You know, good. So you can see the number 4 giving you that finger sign to tell you good. So how means good, it means fine and stuff like that. Now, when you join the two together, ni hao, as you can see, it tells you hello, gives you how are you. Depends on the language, that the direction you're going. Now, we have, okay, now we're going with numbers. I really didn't want to start the numbers now, so I'm going to jump the numbers, forgive me. I'm going to go for other languages that are here. Unfortunately, they didn't use them to form words, but I was hoping as we form words. Okay, let's do what's in the text to make it easy. So this is how, and this is the how I'm looking for. Now, this other one means e. E means one. Let me run you through. You have 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10. You can see my sound when I was saying 10. It has to be like that. You know, don't mind me laughing. I just want to, my class is going more today. So we're going to stop very soon. But I just thought to say this. So there's 1、2、3、4、5、6、7. Now, if you see my wu, you can see I went wu, wu. Ba, ba means 8. Yo, da, this is big. Da, bu, bu means no. So, when you put your bu, all these are boos. They all mean boo. But this is the one I'm looking for. Should you not know what you're looking for, trouble. Da. All these are da. But this is the da I'm looking for. When you say ba, all these are bars. But this is the one I'm looking for. This means 8. You can see the Roman numeral. You can see the figure. This means 8. But all these are also ba. For example, father is baba, and it all means ba. This ba is also, it means nothing. You put it at the end. Nichifan ba. When somebody tells Nichifan ba, it's like, go and eat now. That kind of words we put to stretch something is what most of these words like ma, with this front, like a box in front. That's what it means. So most of it is like that. It doesn't really mean anything. It just stretches the word, the sentence a bit. So just this. I just wanted us to do. So in the next class, we're going to be doing, a lot of words, understanding words, and then the meaning of words. Also, I'll try to help you write. But if you want to learn to write, if you're using your phone, it's easier. You can find the Chinese keyboard installed to your phone. If it's on your laptop, you also need to add a language to it. And then whenever you want to use the different laptops for HP, once you press your Shift and your Alt down, it changes English to Chinese, and then you can type. You can't type in capital letters if you're planning to write in Chinese characters. You have to use small letters. Then you'll be able to get the anzi coming out. So guys, I'll be wrapping up here. I don't want the video to be too long. I know lecturing can be a bit tiring and exhausting sometimes. So to make it fun, we'll keep the recording short. I'll give room for practice. I'm happy I'm using the book so that you can see the book, you can practice with the book, and it can be real. I don't want it to be theoretical. I could read the book and just talk and then put it there. But when you see the characters and then we can practice it while we are also recording, then we'll have a swell time. This is Auntie P here, signing out. Hopefully next week, by God's grace, we will see. Until then, remain in the atmosphere of God's presence. Love you. Bye.